Bad news for Republican Representative Dan Crenshaw from Texas, as he has been busted in engaging in activity that Republicans themselves describe as election fraud or as stealing an election. Now, don't get your hopes up, folks. Dan Crenshaw has not done anything illegal. But what he's doing in the state of Texas right now is he is sending out unsolicited applications to vote by mail this year, in his district, to people over the age of 65, which is exactly what Republicans have been pissed off about that Democrats did in some states in 2020. And yes, Republicans did claim that practice, sending out applications to people to vote by mail, was in fact stealing an election. And now Dan Crenshaw says, but you know what? Super effective. And this is a guy who not long ago, according to the Texas Tribune, an interview he did with him, Crenshaw likened expansion of voting by mail to playing with fire and said that it could increase voter fraud, raising concerns about states such as Nevada that have more expanded mail-in ballot options than Texas. So, you don't like voting by mail. Your party accused Democrats of stealing an election by encouraging people to vote by mail. And here you are doing the same thing that your party is pissed off that the Democrats did because you understand it's actually a good strategy. Texas, in their new restrictive voting law that went into effect this month, actually banned this practice, but only for local election officials. Candidates for the House and Senate, they can still do it. Just not those local officials. To hell with these guys. So, it's not okay in Texas. It is illegal in Texas for a local election official to do what Dan Crenshaw is legally allowed to do. Because, again, that's how ass backwards this restrictive Texas voting law is. And now you kind of understand a little bit more about why Democrats in the state, that's just one of very many reasons, didn't want to pass it because it is so insanely hypocritical. But of course, so is Dan Crenshaw. I read you the thing there, Texas Tribune interview. He railed against it, said it opens up the doors for voter fraud. So please do it for my campaign, right? Such an absolute hypocrite with zero shame. And again, there's nothing illegal about what he's doing. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, this should be encouraged. Not that it matters for Crenshaw, because he's in such a gerrymandered district, he's not going to lose anyway. He is, in my opinion, probably the brightest rising star in the Republican Party. He can turn on and off his crazy when he needs to. He has called out the other crazies. And of course, he's portrayed himself literally in videos as some kind of big action hero, big macho man guy. And Republicans love that crap because they're desperate for a hero. So Dan Crenshaw is on the up and up. Of course, nobody would even know who he is had it not been for his ridiculously gerrymandered district that is in fact shaped like a hook, because it curves around and scoops up all those little Republican districts. But it is what it is. And voting by mail, as evidenced from Crenshaw here, should in fact be expanded. Because he wouldn't be doing it if he thought it was rife with voter fraud. No. He's doing it because he knows it's effective. He's doing it because he knows it's safe. And he's doing it because he knows it gives him the best edge in the election, and it's perfectly legal for him to do that. If only it were still legal, for other states to do this. But that's not what Republicans want. Free elections for me, voter restrictions for you. Voting by mail for me, waiting 6 hours in line for you. That is what the Republican Party of today is all about.